Grace is the shower of divine beneficence which divinity pours on the deserving souls connected to the divine. Grace is a special reward granted by the divine through the Master as a channel. Grace is connected to the assembly or a group of people when deserving ones gather to partake of the newfound joy descending on such souls. Grace flows effortlessly into sadhakas or individuals who are hankering for spiritual elevation and progress. Grace is packed with so much divine power, as one gets soaked in it even for a while, the benefits that one enjoys will be simply immense. No words can ever describe the beneficial effects of grace. Grace is the word loosely used by many to mean blessings. Grace is more potent and absorbing than the blessing. Grace is always directed by the illumined and elevated souls, I mean great masters, which is coming onto them towards the souls by virtue of their compassion who are surrendered to the divine and are on the path of spirituality. Grace has multiple benefits in that it enables devotees or sadhakas to change themselves completely to remain in the state of bliss. Change for the better is progress, and change is permanent state, and grace helps one to have this permanent state without effort on one's part. One should only become deserving to enjoy the special blessing called grace. Deservingness comes only when you become willing to accept all that the divine pours into you. I have often heard people talking about becoming instruments in the hands of the divine. But an instrument or tool is an inanimate object. It will not know for what purpose it is being used. You need not say anything to the tool, nor you make your intentions clear to it before you use it, nor will there be any resistance from it either. Whereas in the case of human being, we are living, we have mind, therefore we have the capacity to think. For a man to become an instrument in the hands of the divine or the divine master, he should become willing to work in the direction shown by the divine. Willingness to accept whatever that comes from the divine master becomes essential for drawing down the grace. If a person has all the qualities to become a leader but lacks willingness to accept the teachings given by the master, he cannot become a leader in the true sense. He may be the best, but he may not be willing. Therefore, the divine simply rejects such a person because it can always create another best. Grace is not something which descends by itself. The grace is always channelized by the masters of caliber who are already floating in that out of the world ethereal condition. What we often mistake for grace is nothing but the subtler effects of divine energy or vibration. Grace flows copiously only when we empty ourselves, that is, by purging our complexities which we have accumulated over a period of time. We become deserving and fit when we convert our hearts into a receptacle for the divine grace to descend into it. Love and surrender to the divine will make you repositories of the divine grace. Grace can also be defined, according to me, as a cluster of blessings and the divine radiation which pours into our being as we connect to the divine for a special purpose which we are unaware at the moment, only to be revealed as we progress with its unfoldment. May the divine gloriously grace you all.